Are there any myths that you want to debunk for students regarding the fintech industry? Any myths out there that you think we need
I
to?
mean, people think that fintechs is just coders. We were talking about it before.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Coding and technology and computer scientists and software engineers are just part of the story.
What does the future hold for traditional banks? I mean, you're mentioning how banks are changing, traditional banks. We're seeing more and more EMIs now opening up. So what does the future hold, do you believe, in your opinion, for traditional banks with these drastic changes in fintech? Well, good morning. Good morning to our viewers. Good morning, Gregory.
Good morning.
We're extremely happy to have you with us
Thank
today.
you for having me. Thank you.
Welcome to today's podcast, special on the fintech industry. And today we have with us Gregory Dellas, Chief Compliance and Innovations Officer from Ecommbx, an EMI based in Nicosia. Gregory, for our viewers, for our students who don't know what the fintech industry is about, you're at the center of it. So maybe you can describe the fintech industry and its importance in today's world. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay.
Small
Thank you very
introduction.
much, first of all. Fintech, it's a term that I got more accustomed to the last maybe 6-7 years. And it's a very simple thing, essentially. Fintech means financial technology, right? So essentially, it's the use of technology to make things in the financial world more simple. And that is not only banking, but it's anything to do with finance, accounting. So it helps companies do their accounts more easily, make their operations more efficient, but also it helps people like me and you do our banking more effectively, from using our phones, our laptops, and making things more fun as well.
Some people would say it's revolutionizing the way businesses do business, the way transactions are being made, and extremely interesting, by the way. And a lot of students come up to me and they're so eager to enter into this industry. What would you say are the positions, are the opportunities available for students who are looking to enter into the fintech industry?
There are lots and lots of opportunities. Okay, if I go back a bit, I used to work in traditional banking, and I switched into the fintech industry because indeed it is more interesting. It's exciting. It's revolutionary. It changes the way we do things. So there are many positions in the industry. As I said earlier, it's not just banking. It's not just transactional banking, but it's also the way we do things, the way we learn, the way we grow. Starting from the technology part of the fintech industry, obviously we need computer scientists, we need software engineers, we need people that have knowledge of technology, using computers, coders, so building the technology to do what we do. But also you need the experts on the other side, because computer scientists, obviously they know how to build things, but they don't know the rest of the story. So you need people who know finance, you need people who are experienced in banking, people who can who are experienced in operations, but also customer service and so on. So there's a lot of opportunities out there for people.
Good. So it's not just about coders, which maybe is a myth that we're here to clear up. It's not just about coders. It's about having maybe a strong background, would you say, in maths, in finance, in business. You mentioned HR. I mean, you would need all kind of departments of business to be covered as well in your fintech.
Exactly. I mean, fintechs are businesses after all, right? So to offer their services, they need to be set up as a fully fledged business. So you need obviously people who can hire people. So you need HR. You need people who know how to run a business. So you need people who have done or who have studied business management and who are experienced in business management. If you're talking about companies like Ecommbx, and we offer, banking-like services, you need people who are experienced in banking. Yeah. You need people who are who know how the legal system works, who know what regulations we need to follow, who know how to protect the customers, who know how to protect against things like fraud or money laundering. So you need people in compliance. So there's lots of opportunities for people who are interested in this revolution, as you called it.
And fascinating industry. What would you say are one of the most interesting trends in fintech right now, or developments in fintech right now? Maybe a project you've worked on, something that you find is interesting development now in fintech.
Everything's exciting and everything is amazing in the world of fintech, because things are evolving all the time, things are changing all the time. And the main idea behind this change is to make our life easier, is to give people what they want. So, for example, in the past, if we talk about banking, for example, right? In the past, we used to go into the traditional branch, wait in line, take our cash, give it to the teller, make a deposit, or take our utility bill, like our electricity bill or a water bill, and pay it over the counter. Now you don't have to do that. Now people have their phones, so we can do things, through the phone. And giving that experience to people is what fintechs are all about. So making their life easier, like perhaps scanning the utility bill and paying it, or sending money cross-border to your friends, to your family, to pay something, and do it very, very quickly using your phone.
What does the future hold for traditional banks? I mean, you're mentioning how banks are changing, traditional banks. We're seeing more and more EMIs now opening up. So what does the future hold, do you believe, in your opinion, for traditional banks with these drastic changes in fintech?
I think we've seen the changes. I mean, some of the changes in Cyprus. Traditional banks need to change. Otherwise, in a few years, they won't exist. So they need to, it's like a catch-up game. They need to, evolve as well. Traditional banks, they're bigger. They've got, older systems which they need to upgrade. They've got more traditional clients, and they also need to evolve, in order to survive the next day. But I think, traditional banks and fintechs can complement each other as well, because we offer different products, we offer different opportunities to customers, and different ways of providing our services. So it is like everybody needs to evolve. Like the world is changing, business needs to change, banking needs to change.
Have there been any particular jobs that have been lost along the way, or any new jobs that have been created as a result of this change and this transition?
I mean, we've seen how and we still see how the world is changing in that respect. Yes, I mean, the banking sector is shrinking in the sense that people are asked, or they have to leave. The banks are becoming smaller exactly because of the use of technology. But that doesn't mean a loss of jobs. It creates new opportunities for younger people to learn new things and to build this technology, right? I mean, building the technology is what it's all about, and building the ideas behind the technology. The technology is just a tool. It just helps us do something. But the idea behind it is something that people have thought of, and people need to drive the technology. People need to build it. They need to drive it. They need to make it better as we go along. So there's lots of opportunities out there. So I think the jobs market has shifted from traditional positions to more modern, more innovative positions.
Well, I mean, we said a little bit about the challenges, but what would you say role cybersecurity plays in these financial transactions that are more and more financial transactions, more and more online fintech. So what role do you believe cybersecurity?
I think it's extremely important, if not the most important out of all this. If we're talking about financial transactions, obviously we need to protect our customers. We need to protect them against things like fraud. We need to protect ourselves as a company against scammers, money launderers, fraudsters. So, and if we're talking about technology, the way people nowadays get into our systems and our databases and can cause damage is obviously through the misuse of technology. So cybersecurity is what protects us from all this. So having robust systems, having firewalls for those that are technology versed and know what these are, and having the right the training to people, because people need to know what to avoid. And it's like simple things, right? I mean, you might get an email that promises that if you click a button, you might become a millionaire, or and that's the simplest type of threat. But you might even get emails that look like they're coming from your colleagues, or emails that you need to respond to, and you need to be trained well to be able to figure it out, to understand if those emails are true or if they're fake. So cybersecurity is extremely important, and it's a number of things that you need to be aware of to protect yourself.
And maybe that's something else that has been born through this change in the fintech industry. Cybersecurity, more job opportunities there.
Exactly.
Another good course to go and study at university, definitely related to cybersecurity.
Exactly. And again, it's technology, protecting technology, it's training, protecting technology, and it's, all of this put together. They protect the way we do things, and they protect our customers, they protect ourselves, they protect our existence at the end of the day.
Well, you mentioned training, and a lot of students are interested in engaging in training and getting as much experience as they can in the field beforehand. I mean, what would your advice be to them as far as training and experiences beforehand? What would be the best route for them to take on that?
It depends what route they want to take, right? So if they're interested in this fascinating industry, and I'm sure a lot of people are, there are many things you can do, as we said. So, studying business or studying computer science, or even combining those and studying entrepreneurship, studying technology, studying the use of technology in cybersecurity, for example. Compliance, it's a field that I'm very interested in. And it's, in simple terms, how to use the legal system to protect yourself and the rules you have to follow. And I don't like to use the word rules, but it is rules at the end of the day, and how you follow those rules to be able to build something that is robust and that can last the length of time. So, yes, I mean, there's many trainings that people can do. I think the first thing is to concentrate on having a good, solid degree. That degree will help you or will help them figure out what they want to specialize in. And again, the fintech industry is not just computer scientists, it's not just coders. It's a huge list of jobs and opportunities. So whatever you study and whatever you specialize in can help you get into the industry at some point.
Great. Great. Well, apart from knowledge and qualifications and training, I mean, when you're looking to put together a team, what kind of skills are you looking for in the people that are working in your team, in your industry, the company you work for?
Education is obviously important, but I think what I look for in people when we have the interviews is people who have an interest in what they do, who love, when things evolve quickly, who love the challenge, who can create their own ideas and build on their own ideas, and who have obviously their hobbies as well on the side and have a balanced life. All these create the perfect candidates. So it's education, it's interests, it's excitement, It's it's a combination of things.
Okay, yeah. So you're looking at the whole person, not just the
whole
piece of
picture,
paper.
the whole process, exactly.
Are you working on any interesting projects at the moment? Anything that you want to share with us? Anything interesting?
We are working on a number of things at Ecommbx at the moment. We are growing. Obviously, this industry is growing very, very quickly, and at Ecommbx we're quite lucky that it's evolving and it's growing very in a very fast pace. So we're working on a lot of projects, and all these projects have to do with scalability and how you build your business to make it last the length of time and make it stronger. And obviously, the focus is the customer. So the focus is always, and we should never forget that, is always building around what the customers want or what the customers might want in the future. So it's not just satisfying your customers' needs today, but thinking about, what will my customers be needing from me in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, and working in that direction and even creating the need for the customer. So there's things like if you're using your phone today to perform your banking transactions, you got used to doing things in a specific way. But that can change. And we have to predict how people will want to transact in 5 or 10 or 15 years. And this is what makes it exciting, right? Is predicting what people will need from you, creating that need, and finding the solution as well for it.
Yeah, this is
It's
where
a lot of projects.
the innovation part,
The innovation part,
comes
exactly.
into it. So it's a significant part of your job as well.
A lot of people ask me, because my title, as you said, is Chief Compliance and Innovation Officer. So the compliance part, usually people think it's the more boring part. And the more traditional part, but it's not. And that's how I came to love it. Because you can make things interesting, right? Compliance used to be a set of rules that people needed to follow, right? It's a piece of paper and you have to tick boxes. That's not what compliance is. Compliance is thinking of how to be compliant with the law, but at the same time, creating business and making it more effective and doing what you have to do in the right way. But the innovation part, which is the most exciting part, is how to it's thinking about how can I do this? How can I do things more effectively? Do I use more technology? Do I use more people, less people? How do I make my processes more effective? If I want to go from A to Z, do I take 10 steps or can I do it in 5 steps? And will I be equally effective, equally efficient, and make things, effectively faster? So this is what the innovation part is doing. Creative, exactly.
Creative part.
Creative,
Fun part.
the creative side, yeah.
Good, excellent. Do you have any advice? So looking back to where you were 10, 15 years ago, I mean, is there any advice you would like to have heard? Any advice you wish to share with students about this exciting industry? Anything they should do? Anything you would have done differently, maybe, that you want to share?
I live with 2 main mottos in life, and it's not specific to the industry, but it's sort of more general advice that I would give to people, that I gave to my children. The first thing is never stop learning. If you stop learning, there's I think it's an Einstein quote that says, if you stop learning, you start dying. So learning, lifelong learning, and it's not. I mean, learning is not just looking at books or classroom training. It's everything around you. So never stop learning. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from others people's mistakes. Learn about what other people do and how other people evolve, other industries, other companies, and build your own CV. In a nice way. So and be all around it, right? So this is what learning is about. And the other motto is eventually things will fall in place. So if you are going through a sort of a tougher period now and you feel you're struggling with your studies or your life work balance, or eventually things go where they're supposed to be. If you work hard, if you are if you have a target in mind and you work towards the target, and this is how I live by. But if we're talking specifically to the fintech industry, be innovative, be creative, think about ideas. No idea is bad. It may not work, but then you can think of something else, something different. So creativity and innovation is what drives this industry, in my opinion.
And it's driving it very, very fast.
Yeah.
It's moving at a tremendous pace. Where can we see the fintech industry in 5-10 years? I mean, what do you see for the industry 10 years down the line?
I think it will be everywhere. It will even, it's already in education, but I think it will be even more in things like education. Again, how we do things built into our life a bit more as well. Now one of the new trends is learning through fintech and gamification, for example, making learning fun through games like, finance or accounting, doing it through games, doing it online, doing it using technology. So, it's going very, very quickly. But again, only the fittest will survive. Like it's a very big industry. It's a lot of people are trying to copy each other. If you copy other people, you're not going far. You need to be creative, innovative, think about ideas, think about how to use technology in your advantage. And technology is fantastic, but it cannot do everything by itself. It needs to be, educated by people. Technology is driven by people. So any ideas people have, they should work on them and do something about them.
Wow. It's a great way to think about life in general as well. A great way to live your life. Are there any myths that you want to debunk for students regarding the fintech industry? Any myths out there that you think we need to...
People think that fintechs is just coders. We were talking about it before. Yeah. No, it's not. Coding and technology and computer scientists and software engineers are just part of the story. And it doesn't mean, another myth is that computer scientists are always behind the desk, with their thick glasses and just typing things in the computer. No, it's not. But the world is changing. Compliance officers are not behind a desk. Technologists are not behind a desk. It's a myth. People are out there because they need to learn about what people need and create the need and create the solution as well. So yeah, that is one of the big myths that fintechs are just a bunch of computer scientists behind a desk. No, they're not. And the other thing is technology and computers and everything technology related around us doesn't do everything for you. You need to also have your input and drive it and build it and make it work for you. I remember I had a conversation. You work in a fintech, so do you actually do any work? Doesn't technology take care of everything? No, it doesn't. Fortunately, because that means we have a job for a few more years. But it helps you do it quicker. Going 20, 25 years back, we used to use the pen and paper quite a bit. I haven't used pen for the last maybe more than 3 or 4 years, because everything is done using my laptop, right? Using technology. But that doesn't mean I don't do any work. You have to drive that work and you have to take the decisions. Computers don't take decisions for you, but they help you take the right decisions quicker and more effectively.
Well, I think one myth that you've definitely debunked is with your style here today. I'm loving your casual style. That's definitely cancelling out any opinion that the bankers and compliance officers need to be in smart wear. So that's brilliant.
I used to wear a suit when I was working for the banks. I used to wear a suit. I was wearing a suit for 22 years, but now I'm in jeans and a t-shirt, which is fantastic. Clothing doesn't define you. The way you dress doesn't define you. And to be effective and creative at your workspace, you need to also feel relaxed and comfortable, and make your environment work for you. So I'm loving this.
It's brilliant. It's innovative. It's ahead of your time, and definitely loving this.
Keeps me young.
Keeps you young. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I think you've given us a brilliant insight into the fintech industry.
Thank you very much, Marianna, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming. And thank you very much to our viewers for watching. We hope you enjoyed our insight into the fintech industry by Gregory Dellas from Ecommbx. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.